Welcome to Hanover Fair 2014. Welcome to the group exhibit, Hydrogen Fuel Cells. And this year we are adding batteries to the mix. We are celebrating our 20 years anniversary. This year, 158 exhibitors from over 22 different countries. Now, the topic we are going to discuss right now will be fuel cell solutions based on already existing fuels. For that, please welcome with me on stage CEO of PowerCell Sweden, Mr. Magnus Henell.
Hello.
Hello, thank you, and have a seat.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming. Now, for those in the audience, we need to introduce who PowerCell Sweden is. So can you please tell us a little bit about the history of PowerCell itself and the development of the company?
Yeah, for sure I can do that. PowerCell, the activities of PowerCell actually started some 20 years ago inside of the AB Volvo Group. And during the development of different hybrid drivelines, etc., they also realized that we had a really nice fuel cell stack technology. And at a certain point, 08, 09 I think it was, took the decision to commercialize that and spin the company out. So then PowerCell was created. That is the short story. I think we can talk about much more later on.
Sure. So what does PowerCell focus on?
Yeah, as maybe the headline for this session states, we're focusing on bringing fuel cell systems out in the world. And to do that, I think we need to focus on what kind of fuels are existing today and what can we commercially produce systems around. So for one example, we're having our S1 stack platform, which today runs on hydrogen, but everyone knows that hydrogen is not available all over the world. So we actually created a very unique fuel cell stack that not only can run on hydrogen, but also on reformate from natural gas, methanol, LPG, etc.
Is there any particular fuel that you focus on or specify?
Well, actually, with the S1 platform, we actually have commercialized today. So we're selling that to customers, to system integrators that would like to reap the benefits of that platform. And well, we're also looking for distributors and agents around the world. So if you see anyone here, please let me know. But we are coming from a truck business. And everyone knows that diesel is the predominant fuel for trucks. So very early, PowerCell will start to look at reforming technologies and then focused on diesel reformate. So we're actually focusing on a own fuel cell system as well, which then is based on our proprietary reformer technology, based diesel reformer. So we're actually running it on standard road diesel today, and of course our own stack technology. But also the truck business is quite tough business. They need to have a system that is roughly 20 centimeters wide, which is quite hard when you're talking about reformer technology. So we started a few years ago to look into other application areas and looked into the stationary application areas and mainly telco, because there you have a demand, you have an application area which actually is using diesel today as well as the standard fuel. So that's when we started to develop our fuel cell technology into, and will over the coming years productify our power pack into a stationary application area.
So the world is being in a process of changing. Germany is going through an energy transition. Sweden wants to shut down the atomic power as well. Now, why using diesel? Diesel is still not renewable.
No, it's not renewable, but as I'm actually proudly presented in our brochures, that the way we are handling diesel, it's the cleanest way you can actually produce electricity from diesel. In our power pack system, where we're not producing any NOx, any SOx, no particles, we're heavily reducing the carbon dioxide footprint by 30, 40, maybe up to 50% for sometimes. So we're actually taking the diesel and taking one step towards a cleaner society. And our system will work very nice with once we have a logistic fuels, or once the biodiesel, for example, is a logistic fuel, then we can move that into our reformer technology as well.
So you've mentioned the S1, and how does your system, does it distinguish from any other products?
Well, one thing, of course, is our power pack. I think for a low temperature PEM fuel cell, we are the only one using diesel as the logistic fuels. But also we have integrated our next generation fuel cell stack platform, the S2, into that. And that one, we have looked into our first generation platform, and we quite soon realized that the reformate from diesel is very diluted. It's 40–45% hydrogen. If you compare to reformate from other sources like natural gas, we were up to 70–80%, which the characteristics for a diesel, a fuel cell stack that needs to run on diesel is a little bit different than the ones that are suitable for other reformate or hydrogen. So that's one reason we started looking at this new stack platform. We also want to integrate the new technologies and also the standard technologies for the automotive fuel cell stacks. Why we're using high volume production environment, which will then of course give us a cost advantage in the future. Yeah, yeah.
So the S2, can you maybe go a little bit into detail?
Well, in the details is that it is a standard. Well, you can actually compare it to automotive fuel cell stack, but it's a little bit smaller. It is a thin metallic bipolar plate fuel cell stack. The testing we have done on it is very promising to be run on both hydrogen and reformate. The cost curve looks very interesting for the future. But also we see that there is not really on also the water-cooled stacks, and in the area of fuel cell stacks we see that there is a small gap where you have these 1 to 10 kilowatt fuel cell stacks, and then comes the automotive stacks of 80 to 120 kilowatts. So we're trying to somewhat fill that gap by introducing a fuel cell stack that actually works very nice from 5 kilowatt up to 25–30 kilowatts. And I think that is also one of the differences to the standard stacks on the market today.
So you mentioned PEM. Is there, you specify on this kind of fuel cell architecture?
Yeah, we are only working with low temperature PEM fuel cell stacks. And a lot of people is talking about that is maybe not suitable for reformate. But we have always, in all our testings, run it on reformate characteristics, quite high, 25 ppm CO content in it. We always will have carbon monoxide out from the reforming system, and with very nice results.
So what are the challenges with PEM fuel cells, and how is PowerCell dealing with it?
Yeah, I think one of the major challenges I just brought up, it is the carbon monoxide poisoning of the fuel cell stack. That is one of the main characteristics. Of course, durability is one, but that is mainly based on working together with very good partners on the bipolar plates, on the MEAs, and really bringing forward a nice new technology.
At this time, I open the forum because it's an interactive forum for any questions. Are there any questions from the audience?
Do you have a price target per kilowatt for this pack thing?
Yes, of course. Maybe we shouldn't take this for the. Or did you say power pack or the fuel cell stack? The power pack. Well, let me say like this. When we're looking into the stationary market, of course, what we are competing with is the existing technologies today. When we're talking about off-grid applications running 24/7, we're talking about mainly diesel gensets or diesel gensets combined with batteries in a hybrid solution. And our sort of go-to-market price would be between $20,000 and $25,000 US, which gives us a 30 to 40% total cost of ownership reduction compared to a 10-year lifetime of a DC genset system compared to our power pack system then. Of course, we need to refurbish the system a few times during that time, but since you need to do that with a DC genset as well, quite often, and also the batteries needs to be replaced quite often. But depending on that we have that much lower fuel consumption, depending on our high efficiency, then it's really a nice business case for the telco operators or tower owners who are running them for the telco operators. Yeah, I hear you, but maybe no one else.
Yeah, sorry. This 20 to 25,000 euros, is that per kilowatt or for the whole system?
No, that is for the whole system.
Whole system,
yeah.
And that's 5 kilowatt or what?
No, it's a 3 kilowatt system.
3 kilowatt, okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Of course, there will be some small additional costs in integrating it into the telco site.
Another question? Sure.
Hi. Are you developing this power solution for 60 hertz for 60 hertz grid?
Well, actually, we are independent of that because that is handled by the power management of the system. So we can actually replace the power management to fit it within any sort of solutions. But the main target right now is to run it on 48 volt DC. But of course, you can also run it on AC with a different power management.
Okay, now back to PowerCell. Do you have any partnerships that you work with so far?
Well, we are working very close with the sub-suppliers to our fuel cell stack, and a lot of them are here. I'm not stating it right out, but I see one of the guys there. And we're also working on the commercial side, where we have started to build up partnerships. So we're having a partnership with a South African company for the African market, PowerTech, a system integrator in Africa. And we're actually going to do a first field trial of our power pack system down in South Africa in the coming months, together with PowerTech and one of the largest telco operators.
What kind of customers and markets do you address with your products?
I think that is a wide variety, actually. With the power pack, if you take our system, we can address any stationary market today that actually needs roughly 3 to 4 kilowatts of power. We will in the future also address the truck market, but that will demand some additional development efforts and some additional cost reductions, I would say, as well, because they are very keen on cost. And anybody who knows the automotive industry knows that. But then on the stack side, we're actually addressing system integrators that either would like to run the system on hydrogen or on reformate. Then we're talking about micro CHP solutions, etc. And we're sort of in the starting plans of building up a sales network, I can say, where we're looking at signing up distributors or agents in different parts of the world. Today we have, quite a few customers, but we're handling them from Sweden, and that is not an ideal situation for the coming future.
So in terms of the future, what's the future vision of PowerCell? Do you have any future projects?
Yes, of course, you always need to look into the future, and one project that we actually have, a quite large European Commission funded project, together with leading OEMs such as BMW and Volkswagen, and also leading suppliers such as Dana and research centers such as Jülich. We are looking into, as an independent stack supplier, providing a full automotive hydrogen fuel cell stack, so which we will start testing during this year and hopefully have prototypes, fully functional prototypes during next year.
So hopefully see you next year at the fair as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, because I only have time for one more question, if there is one. Okay, perfect
Everything
timing.
is clear.
Yeah. So if you do want to elaborate on some topics or on the products, then I highly recommend visiting PowerCell on booth E69. Okay, E69. It's right across. Okay.
Yeah, you're all welcome for any type of discussions, and thank you for listening today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.